What's up, everyone? South Florida Bourbon Guy here with another daily bit from the barrel, and I'm going to get a little bit more technical today than I have in the past. And some of you may or may not really like this video, but for those of you that like to find out how bourbon is made from start to finish, this is going to be a good video for you. And you know what? The more I research about it, the more I take classes on it and learn about it, to me this stuff is really interesting. So today I'm going to talk about what's called a bourbon ester. E-S-T-E-R, bourbon esters. What are they? Well, my wallpaper is a specific one because we're talking about the flavor profiles of bourbon. Now, most of us that are watching this video know how bourbon gets its flavor, right? In the front end, it all depends upon the grains, you know, the percentage of corn, rye, malted barley, wheat, and so forth. On the back end, it has to do with the maturation, the aging process, where in the rick house is it stored, the temperature fluctuations, what kind of container is it stored in, mostly the barrel, what kind of container is it finished in, you know, how many different barrels do they use. But in the middle of the process, I kind of like to call the bourbon esters the unsung heroes, and here's the reason why. This is where we get into a little bit of chemistry, right? During the fermentation process, a distiller will use different types of yeast, right? In front of me here, Heaven Hill has a proprietary yeast strand that they've been using since Prohibition. Same thing with Jim Beam, the Knob Creek here. They don't really disclose what they use. Four Roses, on the other hand, is 5 different types of yeast strands to get 10 different flavor profiles. Again, every distiller uses different yeast, but they usually don't tell us out there, the consumer, what they're using. This is proprietary to them. But basically what's happening in the fermentation process is you have an alcohol compound like ethyl alcohol, and it reacts with an organic acid, right? There's enzymes that are created from the strains in the fermentation process, and then we get different flavors. We get floral flavors, we get nutty flavors, we get spicy flavors, toasty flavors, fruity flavors, and again, the list goes on and on. If you look at my flavor wheel that's behind me in this video, you can see the different types of flavors that are out there. So they're unsung heroes. They're part of the fermentation process, right in the middle of the procedure, and basically with the grains that they choose, the fermentation process and the yeast strands, and then the aging, it all comes together. That's your daily bit from the barrel.